It definitely was an electrifying night. And here to break it all down and where the presidential race heads from here, we bring in CBS 8 political analyst Laura Fink. Laura, thanks so much for joining us.
Good to be here.
You could just feel the energy through that TV screen. Did Kamala Harris deliver?
Kamala Harris taught a master class in how to execute with precision and connect with the crowd. We've got business to do, she had to say, to calm the cheering crowd. And she introduced us to how a little girl from the flats of Oakland made it to the road to the White House. This was a speech about personal story. It was a speech about some policy. It was a speech centered on the middle class. And it was to introduce her to the nation to show that she has what it takes to be president.
She did get very personal, talking about her childhood and about her single mom and the hard struggles that they had to fight in order for her to get where she did get. And she did talk about her career as a prosecutor and also as the California Attorney General. Did she do enough to tell people, hey, these are the things I've accomplished in my past careers, and these are the things that I'm going to accomplish as president?
Well, the through line, Marcella, you make a great point, was Kamala Harris for the people. And if we Californians paid attention to her political campaigns here, this was the tagline that she had when she ran for both DA and Attorney General. So this was something that, and as she said, I've never worked for anybody else. Her entire career is working for the people, for government, in these institutions. And so she really did a good job of illustrating that and connecting it to the type of president that she would be. And even when she was talking about her opponent, Donald Trump, she talked about explicit intent, what he explicitly intended to do, which sounds a lot like a lawyer. And so you can see and feel through the narrative who she wanted to be as president, and that was not by accident.
She mentioned from the courthouse to the White House, and it was almost as if she was up there on trial, putting herself in the center and wanting the American people to vote her way.
And let's keep in mind, this was the first time many people would see her as president. She was the vice president, which by definition is behind the scenes. So she had to show America that she looked and sounded presidential. And by all accounts, the crowd in the room was convinced, and we will look and we will check the polls and we will check the numbers to see how the American people respond.
Did she talk about her plans for policy enough?
Well, this is never really about a policy speech, and her critics are saying they need more detail, But the question is this what the voters want, or is this what her opponents want so they can slice and dice them? That remains to be seen. But convention speeches are rarely about policy. They are about prose. They are about ideas, and they are about making the electorate inspired and connecting to emotion. And I think she did all of those things tonight.
And briefly recap what she discussed.
Well, she talked about centering, in terms of policy, she talked about centering the middle class economically. She talked about protecting people's rights, whether it's reproductive health care or the right to safety, and she talked about gun violence prevention. And then she also talked about foreign policy. We haven't seen her talk about that a lot, but she really did a fervid defense of Israel and also talked a lot about ceasefire and the need to protect the Palestinian people. So she was walking the line, and even referred to her time as vice president and the work that she did diplomatically, which maybe not a lot of people know about. So this was a robust speech with a lot of themes woven together under that umbrella of For the People.
Give her a grade?
Oh, I would say it was hard to beat Michelle and Barack Obama, but she kept right with them.
All right. Thanks so much, Laura. I know we'll be seeing you more this political season.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Kirsten.